Hello, everybody. This is from my latest book, The Prayer of a Woman by Laura Irby. A free chapter. This is from chapter 2 called She Got Silence. Jesus is not uncomfortable with silence. He wants to captivate you with his silence. Matthew 15:23a says, "But he answered her not a word." That statement makes me want to be silent. Those words jumped off the page and into my heart for the first time in my Christian life just a few months ago. I never noticed it before, and I've never heard it preached. But he answered her not a word. He answered her not, but he loved her. Shh! Listen to his silence. What is he saying without speaking? The man, Jesus Christ, Son of David, who had all power to say something, anything, was completely silent. Not one word was said. How long did he answer the woman not? Can you feel the dusty wind getting thick in the city of Tyre? Can you feel the heaviness of silence? Why aren't you answering me, Lord, Son of David? I think I would shout after a moment of silence. Speak to me, Lord. Don't you wonder why God doesn't answer us? Don't we say to him, why aren't you speaking to us? Why aren't you answering our prayer? We've been praying and asking. You aren't speaking, Lord. Lord, why, God? Why is our cry? When, God, when? Jesus' silence was the answer for this woman in Canaan, for the scripture says he answered her. The scripture doesn't say he did not answer her. The scripture says he answered her. Shh! Be quiet and listen to my heartbeat for you. Be quiet, my daughter. I hear your pain. I feel your pain. I'm about to die for the pain of the entire world. I understand, says the silent voice of God. But not a word was the answer. If you need to keep crying, my daughter, go ahead. I'm listening, thinks Jesus. I've got nothing but time for you, my daughter. You think you feel your daughter's pain? I feel your pain, so I'll just listen. Is there anything else you need to say to me? I can hear his silence through the wind. I can hear his heartbeat for the woman in Canaan. When God isn't speaking, God is saying a heartful. The scripture doesn't say Jesus was silent. The scripture says he answered her not. Jesus is pointing out to us and wants us to hear that his silence is the answer. He is the answer. Jesus is the answer. He says, I look upon you, my daughter. I behold you as you cry to me. Be quiet and know that he is God. In reality, his silence to this woman was merciful. In today's world, it is challenging to sit still long enough to hear the voice of God in the wind. He wants us to be still, for he wants us to speak while he is silent. He wants us to be still, for he wants us to speak. His silence is there for us to hear his heartbeat for you. He wants you to lay your head on his chest and hear his heartbeat for you. He wants you to pour out all your pain to him. He is not speaking because he cares about what you have to share. He wants to hear from you. He's not in a hurry as we are in a hurry. He wants to take time to get to know you deeply and intimately. He wants to know you in the silence. There's a fire in his eyes speaking to you, beholding you, loving you passionately. You can hear his heartbeat strongly for you. He will not relent. He will not quit. He will not give up until he has you, all of you. He sees the void in our hearts. He saw it in this woman's heart that we read about in Matthew 15. She did not even know her own heart. In the darkest, most painful time of this woman's life, he was there for her, and he will be there for you. He answered her not, and he loved her.